If you enjoy learning the Cherokee language with RSU TV, join our Signal Society. Your monthly gift of $10 a month ensures that RSU TV can continue to produce programs like the Cherokee language classes. Click the link in the description or call 1-800-823-7210 to join today.
Oceanigod, we Blevins, Dawatong.
Aina Kathy Sierra.
Galiele Jagedo Kohig, Kohig Nuxco, Kalkogine Jalakadelo Quast. Today is our 47th Cherokee lesson. I'm Wade Blevins.
I'm Kathy Sierra.
And we're glad to be here for Cherokee 2 here at RSU TV and Cherokee Nation. So we're happy that you've hung out with us this long. You're almost at the end. You only have 2 lessons left. So you've stuck it out. And my recommendation to you is that you bookmark them or you save them in some way, and that you listen to them over and over and over again, particularly the lessons that have speakers with us like Peggy or Kathy or Melvina, because I know for a lot of you, you just don't have that resource at home. And so it's like having a speaker in your very own house, and so you can listen to them and as often as you like, replay the parts that you like, and it really does help. The more you listen to it, even if you kind of get sick of listening to it, that's good. And then you want to listen to it a few more times, even after you're sick of listening to it, because that's how it gets in your brain. It like a little worm, it gets in there and it just rolls around, and before you know it, it'll just start to make sense to you the more you hear it.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds crazy, but it really does work that way.
Yeah, it does.
It truly does. I know that I have found that it works that way for me. I'm a learner just like you. I was lucky enough to live in a community where I did hear Cherokee a lot, but as far as speaking, I just knew little words and phrases, kind of like most people, in my community. You know a little bit, and that's it. But since we've been doing this and doing the stories, I can really tell you that for myself, words just start to make sense to me now. I can, I'm at the point now like where I can read through a word and stuff, and I'll kind of know what's going on. And that's a crazy feeling for me,
And you're getting to know your prefixes and
Yeah.
suffixes and what you put in front to make it more or less.
Yeah. And that's
you have really grown.
without and that's without grammar.
Yeah.
Without having grammar lessons. It's just because you're exposed to it over and over and over and over and over again. And your brain is a marvelous tool. Your brain starts to figure out, every time I hear this sound, then it means this. So that must be a rule, or whatever. So, so that's just trust the process. Just trust it. Keep listening. Even if you have to listen to it 100 times, and I know this sounds crazy, even if you just put it on when you're going to bed at night and you're sleeping, and just have it as sound in the background, it will help. It's crazy, but it's true.
You got to hear it.
Yep. So, come. Idalena jalagi diwani. Let's talk Cherokee. So, here is our reading for today. Also comes from Johnny Uwo. Okay, so let's read through. hopefully by now you're getting a little more comfortable with the syllabary. I know if you're like me, I will probably always struggle a little bit with syllabary, just because
We all do.
we do, if we made it a habit of reading a little bit of Cherokee every day, then maybe it would become second nature to us. But we just don't,
Right.
and that's, I'm going to have to be okay with that. But for those of you that can, I encourage you, find some things written in Cherokee, even if they're kids' books. The Bible is a wonderful source. There are some open source resources online. If you look for manuscripts written in Cherokee or things like that, these are things that were printed way back in the 1800s. They're no longer under copyright. Because copyrights only last so long, and so they're out of copyright, and so they're available in PDF form. So you can print it out, or you can read it on a Kindle, or you can read it on a device of some kind, and they're written all in the Cherokee syllabary. And so if you have the resources and the time to do so, I encourage you, try to read just a little bit every day. And I should really practice what I preach, because my daughter, she is in second grade now, and I tell her, you have to read every day. If you want to get better at reading, she doesn't like to read. I say, if you want to get better at reading, do it every day. And she's like, oh, but it's just so hard. And I understand. The struggle is real, because it's for me too. And so I do the same thing. I'm like, oh, it's just so much work to read in Cherokee,
We have to practice what we preach.
Yes,
right?
we have to put our money where our mouth is.
Yeah.
So anyway, so let's read through this. And it says, Johnny uwo hue la nehi sa du sine aya to tl he skine udal gun, but we know it's udal. Okay, so John, the writings of John, Satducine, 11th, Ayatotla chapter, Hishkine, 5th, Udalska verse.
Right.
So I hope it's not long. Let's see. Oh, good, it's not that long. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. This says, Ji sa no ju ge yu hi yu ge se gi ma di ale u le I ale la si li. Okay. So I kind of remember what this is, but let's see if we can work our way. Jesus no, and then Jesus. Juge yu hi yu ge sagi. He loved. He loved them. Madi, it's not Mary. It's it's a name.
Matthew?
It's
No.
a woman's name.
Oh,
Maudie. Well, to me it sounds like Maud, but
yeah.
I don't know that that's a name in the Bible.
I can't remember.
We'll look in a minute.
Yeah.
Ale Ulai, her sister. Ale Lasili, Lazarus. I know that word is Lazarus. I do remember
La
that.
Sila.
La Sila. Lazarus. So let's see. Well, what is your guess on the name Maudie? What do you?
Why am I not Ale Ulag?
My guess is Maud, but I know I'm wrong because
Yes,
I know
it's
Maud's not a
Maud
name.
is not in the Bible. Well, I'm not going to say it's not, but
I don't remember it.
let's see, and I bet we should have known.
Let's see. Martha. Martha.
Of course.
Yes. It says, now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. Okay, would you read this for us?
Ji sano ju ge yu hi yu ge san I ma de ale ulag I ale la sila.
Okay, excellent, good. So this was a really easy one, but it was a really hard one because we couldn't think of the Mahdi, what
Just
what
put
in the
me on
world
the
that could
spot.
be.
I should have known that.
Martha, Mahdi, Mahda. To me, that would be more like Martha, but
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, Ji Sanno, Chuge Yu Hi Yu Ge Sai, Mahdi, Ale Ulai, Ale La Sili. Okay. Ulai.
Ulang.
Her sister, right? This is good, and this is why I chose this because family relationships are really difficult for learners. The only thing I know is like Jostadala.
Me too.
Those two are sisters. So this word ulai, her sister, is new for me.
Yes. I didn't realize it till I started reading the Cherokee Bible. Those ways to say sister.
Right. Yeah.
Because I always just Jostadala, my sisters. That's what I have is sisters, and I
Right.
always said Jostadala.
Yeah.
So that was a new word, and even wife comes out of the Bible.
Yes.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
It was always Agstayahas.
Yeah, the one that cooks. Yeah.
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 But there is really a word for it.
Yeah, and so that's the benefit of doing Bible study as a learner.
Yeah.
Is all the vocabulary you can learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so Ulang or Ulai, her sister, and then our word for brother, like my brother, for me, I would say Jostadanatli. So I wonder if like his brother, Unatli, maybe if we follow that logic.
Yeah. Because isn't wife Uhei or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Uhei. And then of course, if you're talking about a sibling of the opposite sex, it would be for both of us. It would be a Gidon. That would be my. That would, in my case, it would be if I said Guido, that would be my sister. But if she said Guido, she would mean her brother, because it's the sibling of the opposite sex from what you are.
Wonder why?
No idea. Makes no sense. And then his or her sibling of the opposite would be his or her opposite sex sibling.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird, but it is that way.
Yeah, it is, and you just have to wonder why they did it that way.
Yeah, but it is very important. Family is very important to a lot of Cherokees, and it's an important part of Cherokee culture. And so words, which is weird because like our words for words like grandchildren and cousins and nephews and nieces, a lot of speakers don't really know those words. But I think that probably traditionally, like for example, our maternal cousins would be more or less like our brothers and sisters.
Yes, that's how we always did back in the day. Like my mother's and my cousins would be her nieces, and nephews, but they were more like sons and daughters.
Right, more like kids. Yeah.
So. I really like that.
I do too. Well, and one word, of course, word for aunt, etloki, but I've also heard people say taline h, your second mom.
Yep. That's how they described them.
Yeah.
Yeah, your second mother. as your aunt.
So their children then by logic would be like your brothers and sisters, you know. So I know for a lot of you as learners, probably family relationships, talking about them in Cherokee might be difficult, but just keep at it, and it'll start to make sense.
Yeah.
You know, you just gotta do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Because even as a speaker, I don't really know. A lot of times I have to think about that, you know, because I always grew up with just a few words, not all those that come from the Bible.
Right,
you know,
absolutely, absolutely. So, all right. So our our Cherokee word for the day is higahala, to cut it. You're cutting something out, right? Now, higahala. Would you say this for us?
Higahala.
Okay, and that means to cut something out. Now, can you use this to cut anything, or is this specifically to like cut something out with scissors?
Higahala. You can say that to cut food, to cut meat, to cut.
Like if you're cutting up fish, higahala.
Higahala. Yeah,
So it can be. I mean, when we put it in English like this, cut it out, we think of like cutting a shape out of paper with scissors, you know. But really, it could be cut it out, cut it up, cut it.
Cut it. Yeah.
Cut it.
They're all the same.
Yeah,
Higahala.
yeah. So you know, you could now if you were gonna say cut it out with scissors, would you say diostotka din higahala, or would you just say diostot higahala?
Yeah. Or if you're going to go that far, then you'd say ayels tata higahala.
Yeah.
Use a knife.
Hayelst.
Use a knife to cut it.
Okay. Would you say that one more time? Use a knife to cut it.
Ayels tikate higahala.
So that word gati, you've heard us use it all the time whenever she'll say, you know, like jalagi gati, keladi, dawadon, you know, that gati means to use.
Yes.
And so in that case, she means using Cherokee, this is my name.
Yes.
You know, yonegi gati, using English, this is
my name.
dawadon, you know. So, ayestikati, using a knife. Diostotikati, using scissors. Higahala, cut it. Okay, so that's why I chose this one today. Is because I wanted to specifically have this conversation about, you know, you can use a knife, you can use scissors, you can use, I don't know, a razor blade, you can, you know, whatever.
Whatever's sharp.
Yeah.
To cut with, you can use.
Okay, and so it doesn't necessarily have to just mean cutting a shape out of, you know,
With paper, with scissors, yeah.
So hawiya higahala, cut the meat, right? Okay. Cut the oh, what's the word for string?
Put me on the spot.
I know, I can't, it's not coming to me.
Oh, no, but you could say, nuna. Well, no, you know, that might be different for like food,
Oh,
because you can't.
like if you're cutting potatoes? How would you?
Tinegala, peel.
Oh.
Peel the potatoes.
Oh, yeah,
But then I guess you would cut,
right. Yeah, because that's to
because once you
take
start.
the cover down.
Yeah, when you peel them, you're gonna cut them.
Yeah,
So,
cut them in pieces.
but I've never said higahala. I just say nunos tega. Fix the potatoes.
Fix them.
Yeah, because you peel them and you cut them, so you're just going to say the easier word and say fix them.
Right, which means to do all of that. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Good,
that's you know, it just gets bigger and bigger.
Right,
I
absolutely.
mean, whatever you're talking about is always sometimes different. You know?
Now, if you're talking about more than one, would it be tigahala?
Tigahala.
Like sukta? Tigahala? Cut the apples, like if you're making a pie or something, slice them. Okay. All right, excellent. All right, so here we are on our story. I will try to read it. Justeliski Widuyana went and got his helpers. Do no sele atskili nuesa, told him what the witch had said. Agohiyu atskili dagilona stani. I believe the witch is going to trick me, right? Udane ugawi uwedge, said the prince. Ejok says stesti na uwedge geha, watch her. Tla wul tiste kanasula yikadule, don't want her to escape. So he did uwedge geha aktinotla kanasula ugawi uwedge brought but utinotla. Remember we talked about aktinotla. I brought her. Utinotla, she brought her. Okay, so in the evening, she brought the daughter to the prince's room. The prince hugged her, put his arms around her. In igat askaya dula west hane. The tall man coiled himself around. He wound around ijul, both of them. Ale galjohid askaya galohist wuwotle. The fat man sat by the door, the doorway. The galohist is the opening, right, of a door. Studi is the
actual door.
The door. The piece of wood that sits in the door. Tla gohust eli you tla. No one could get in. We do no tla. They were sitting. They sat. Tla you wo he no. You woni se. Tla you woni se ageha. The woman didn't talk. Neta senoi ugali ha ugali se ukata. The moon shone on her face. Ukata. Ukata. Now, what's the word for a mirror again? Isn't it related to that word, like the face? Ukata.
Gosh, you put me on the spot. I can't think of it.
No, I can't either.
I can't think. Wait.
I had a thought earlier about this word ukata, meaning it means a face, but there are other words that are related to that are common. I mean, ukata. That's the visage or the face of something, right? Now, is it just like the face of something alive? Like we talk about, like the face of a clock or something like that. Would you use the same word, or you use a different?
You would use a different, because ukata just means face.
Face.
Ukata is her face. Okata is mine.
My face. Okay. Ugawi uwedge. If you remember mirror, just shout it out. Ugawi uwedge wagaga toast hane uwedge geha. The prince stared at the daughter. Uliheli jona tla you do you do toss tonne. You do got tossed tonne. He was happy and he didn't blink, right?
Right.
She wagak tosta uwe. He continued staring at her. No, I don't know what that did, but that was interesting. Uniye tsanke sat duatli lisa. They woke up, or they
were
stay awake until about 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Do no no. Skili negata yunwi aniya galjode. The witch conjured everyone that was in the house. Stayosa muni tlane. They were slept hard. They put them into a deep sleep. No le wajina hui dun he. And then she took the daughter away. Stayo son God unclean skigatu udalula taldu. Everyone slept sound until about 15 minutes until 12. Galona stote udivse no le negad uni. The magic lifted, or the magic dissipated, or it healed. No le, and then negada uni. Everyone woke up. Uwe tune. The prince cried out, I'm gonna die. Nikad anisteliski unadlo hile. All the helpers started to cry. Yeah. Seno digalisko ten askaya duwo sele. But the big-eared man told him, God, everyone shut up. I want to listen. They all got quiet. And so he listened. Then he listened. And then he said, Joy, it's cool you Lord. 300 miles on a rock. She's sitting. She's adlohi, crying.
Yeah.
In igad askaya uwasa eli yastela. Only the tall man can help. Tale hergang, stand up. Tali yijala gun yijalas gun, or yijalas
Stand.
Yijalas stand. Yiwiluki hiwiluki. Yiwiluki. I kept putting the in the wrong spot. Yiwiluki. And 2 steps, he'll be there.
Yeah.
Hawa. Dudane in igat askaya. Okay, said the tall man. Aseno na utleniget awak akto agotiska. Agotiska. Uwenustisku. Yeah, but the powerful sighted man, uwenustisku, also has to go. Yayo stone ya yo stona nơi juki la ya yo. Oh, yeah. He can break
That
the rock
rock.
that she's sitting on. In igat askaya uli se na utlenige. Oh yeah, gasohi uli se gasohi na utlenige agotiska. The tall man climbed on the back of the man with the strong eyesight climbed on the back of the tall man.
Tall man. Yes.
Because remember, in Cherokee, it's the other way around. Ini got askaya uli se san got sohi na utleniget agotiska. That's it. Tall Alaska dano na yon ageha jukitla muni lute. In 2 steps, he arrived at the stone where the woman was sitting, or the rock. Ajik du tles, took the cloth off his eyes. No le wuk toast tana naya. Then he stared at the rock. Okay, so now we're going to see what happens, I think. Yes. Kilaya uyo jone naya.
Loya.
Kilaya, that's like immediately, right? Right away. Uyo jone
No,
naya. Uyo jone is
broke up.
broke. Naya, the rock. So the rock broke, right? Uyo jone. To me, that this word uyo. That means also. I mean, like just the word uyo itself, not the other part.
Right.
Could be like to spoil something or for something to go bad, or and so that's, to me, that's how I remember uyo, to break. Now, how would you say uyo zone? That means it broke in the past, right? How would you say, like, it's breaking? The rock is breaking right now.
Yoga.
Ayoga. Okay. Kilaya uyo zone naya. Would you read that first?
Kiloya uyochone no ya.
Okay. Immediately the rock broke. Good. In ikat askaya una huidahe agehya una huidahe agehya ugawiu uwej usasti kanasula didla. Okay. In ikat tall askaya man una huidahe. That's to carry somebody, right? So carried Agehya, the woman, Ugawiu Uwej, the prince, Usasti, his room, or his bed, Kanasula, room, his room, bedroom, Didla, in that direction, toward. That's a good way to say it. So we, in English, we would say the tall man carried the woman to the prince's bedroom, right? Would you read this one for us?
Iniget askaya unawi dahe ageya ugawiu weji usasti kanasula dila.
Excellent. The tall man carried the woman. Yeah, there we go. Okay. No le ulu che utloi ajina wu he askaya utleniget agotisk. Okay, so nole, and then uluche. Uluche, he
Okay.
came. Utloi, same. Utloye means it's the same. Ajina wuda carried again. Askaya utleniget agotisk, the man with the powerful eyesight. So I think in this case it's saying, and then he went back and carried the man with the powerful eyesight the same way. He did the same thing to the powerful man that he did to the woman.
Okay.
I think. Is that
Yeah.
how you would kind of
how-
think what's going on there? Let's see. Then he returned and carried the man with the strong eyesight the same way. Okay, yeah. All right, would you read this one?
Nole utluche utloye ajanawi dahe askaya utlaniket agotisk.
Okay. Nikad nurstana shanoi udalula. So all nurstana happened. Shanoi midnight udalula before. So all of this happened before midnight. So they woke up, they found the girl, they went over, picked her up, broke the rock, carried her back, and carried the other man back, all before midnight. All in less than 15 minutes. Yeah. So he did all this before midnight. Would you say this one for us?
Nikad nuls tane sanoye udalula.
Okay. Atskili ulute doyu uliheli jona. When the witch arrived, she was really happy. Doyu uliheli jona. Would you read that one for us?
Atskili ulute doyu uliheli chona.
Excellent. When the witch arrived, she was very happy.
happy.
Very happy. Okay. Si uwe jageha na yon juwitla joitsku au iu tle lord eliska. Okay. So, si means still. Uwe jageha, the daughter. Na yon, on the rock. Juwitla, she was sitting. Joitsku iu tle lord, 300 miles away. Eliska, she thought.
Yeah.
So, and again, if we move the words around, it's really saying she thought that the daughter was still sitting on that rock 300 miles away, right? Would you read that one for us?
Si uwe jage na yotu wotla joitsku yutli lord eliska.
Right. Excellent. Very good. Okay. So, I will do my best to read it, and then we'll let you read it for those people that want to listen to it over and over again. They would rather listen to you than listen to me. So, and then maybe we'll play our word game. So,
Okay.
Kilaya uyo jone naya. Kilaya uyo jone naya. Okay. Immediately the rock broke. In igat askaya unahwita he ageya ugawiyu uwech asasti kana sula didla. No le ulute utloy ajina wuda he askaya utlenege agotiska. Negata nurstana Sonoyi udalula. Atskili ulute doyu uliheli jona. Si uwej ageha nayon juwotla joitsku iutli lord eliska or eliske. All right. Excellent. So, would you read this for us?
Kiloya uyotone na ya. Inigat askaya. Wuna we dahe age. Ugavu wedge usasti kanasula dila. Nole ulute uloyi. Ajana we dahe askaya. Ulaniket ago tiska. Nigada nulstane sanoyi udalula. Adskilli ulute doju uliheli jona. Si uweji agay na yo chiwola jo itskul iyuli lord eliska.
All right. Excellent. So, we've furthered the story. The rock broke. The tall man carried her home, or carried her to the prince's bedroom. Then he went back, got the strong-sighted man. All of this happened in less than 15 minutes. So when the witch arrived, she at first was really happy because she thought that her daughter was still sitting on that rock 300 miles away. All right. So, let's do, we may have enough time. We'll play our game. We'll play our word game. You give me the Cherokee. I'll try to do the English.
Okay. No, ja.
Rock.
Dila.
Toward.
Agotiska.
Agotiska. Sight.
Udalula.
Udalula. Before.
Uliheli jona.
Uliheli jona. She was happy.
Eliska.
Eliska. She thought.
Uyotone.
Uyotone. It broke.
Kanasula.
Kanasula. A room.
Utlanigeta.
Utlanigit. Strong.
Sanoyi.
Sonoyi. Midnight or night.
Doyu.
Doyu. Really.
Iyuthi loda.
Iyutli loda is mile. Or miles, I guess.
Yeah. Kiloya.
Kiloya. Immediately.
Usasti.
Usasti. A bed. It's like a bed, right?
Where his
sleep.
room, yeah. Askaya.
Askaya. Man.
Nulstana.
Nulstana. It happened.
Ulutje.
Ulutje. When she arrived.
Joitskwa.
Joitskwa. 300.
Uweji.
Uweji. Uweji is a child or offspring.
Okay. Ajinawi dahe.
Ajinawi dahe. He carried him. He carried somebody.
Nigada.
Nagada, all or everyone.
Atskili.
Atskili. The witch.
Juwosla.
Juwotla. That she was sitting.
Si.
See, still in this case, it means still.
Ageya.
Ageya, woman.
Nayo.
Nayon, on a rock.
Let's see. Uloyi.
Utloyi, the same. Utloyi.
Igada.
Igod, igod is like a measurement, is like a measuring word, isn't it?
Ina. Igata.
In igod, tall.
Yeah. Nole.
Nole, and then.
I think you got them all.
Awesome. All right, so we've got about 5 minutes left. Let's try something really challenging for you and for me.
Okay.
Okay, so using what has happened in the story today, ask me questions about what happened, like who did this or what did they do then, or, those kinds of things. I will do my best to see if I can understand what you're asking me, and I will try to answer you in Cherokee, but if I can't, I'll answer you in English, or I'll try.
So do you want me to say it in Cherokee?
Yes.
Ask you the question
Ask
in
me
Cherokee.
the question in Cherokee. I need
Okay.
practice with
Okay.
my questioning.
Gog unawi dahanage.
Okay. Gog una huida he.
Unawi
Una huida he. Age.
dahanage.
Nage. So who carried the woman? Ini God Oskaya.
You are right.
Yeah, I did good though.
Gog uli heli jonagehe.
Gog uli heli chone gehe. Who was happy? Skili.
Yeah. Hala uthli Lord gehen nanai.
Okay. Hela iutli Lord gehe nanai. Right. How far away? How many miles away was the rock? Joy at school iutli Lord.
Yes, so that's great. Kata us. Well, let's say it this way. Halaya uyoje nanai.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Hilai uyoze, right? Nanai. So like how did kilaya, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Kiloya.
Kiloya. Immediately. It's like, how did it break? Or are you asking like, when did it break? Or when did it break?
Yeah.
Hiloya. Yeah, Kiloya. Immediately.
Halaya gehe Janus tana.
Hilaya gehe jinulstana. Sonoyi udalula. Nulstana. When you asked, when did everything happen, right? And it was before midnight. Okay. Okay. Whew, that was a hard one.
Gog uluche.
Gog ulu te, who arrived? Atskili ulu te.
Yes. Gog na yo chiwola.
Good question. Gog Nayo Juwotla, who was sitting on the rock. Uwejagehya Nayo Juwotla.
Gog usa stigehe kanasula.
Okay, say it one more time.
Gog usa stigese kanasula.
Oh, Gog Usiste Gehe Kanasula. Whose room was it? Uwej, Uwejachuj, or Ugoyu Uwej.
That's it. Skita.
Very good. Okay, wow, that was a really hard one, but hopefully that helped you. I know it helps me because it makes it interpersonal.
Yeah, and you really know this story.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So do that as well. So what you can do is you can take the questions that she asked, and after she asks the question, pause it. Okay, and then try to find the sentence that it refers to, and then try to answer. You could do it in English, or you can try to do it in Cherokee, and then press play and listen to the answer.
Right.
So that's a great way to make it
learn.
more to make it more fun. So that was our 47th lesson complete. We have one lesson left. And so from all of us here at Cherokee Nation and RSU TV, I just want to say, what don't?
Ay, school, kali aliga. Don't dago, ha?